on, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Ret Paladin. Gonna be rolling it soon while the Draenor is upon us. How is what is turning out to be one of the most comical specs in the goddamn game, and I mean it by no joke. This thing is turning into just a circus, an absolute fucking circus. So, Lord knows where this thing's gonna end up. If this something's going to change, who knows? It's crazy, it's wacky, it's almost childish, and it's fun. And that's okay in my book. Sometimes we just need a bit of frivolity, don't we? Sometimes we just need something to go, you know, let's take all the rules and then put them over there next to the bin, and then let's just take a giant pig piss all over it. And that's what the Ret Paladin is doing in my eyes. It's just completely mocking everything we've come to know about World of Warcraft, and you have to throw your instincts pretty much out the window, because when this spec makes sense is for about 10% of when you're actually playing it. That's when it falls back into the category of a World of Warcraft designed DPS spec. Beyond that, it just kind of just goes, you know what, we'll play by our own rules for now, and we'll just basically be a roller coaster activity. How is it playing thus far? Subject to change in terms of numbers, I'm sure, as you'll see, the damage this thing can put out is absolutely incredible, and I'm sure that's going to be balanced, nay, nerfed, which is fine, because that is balancing, ultimately. You're still sticking to your main abilities. You still got your Judgment, your Crusader Strike, you still got your Hammer of Wrath, you've still got your Hammer of the Righteous, your Exorcism, and all that good jazz to go along with. Your Divine Storm, of course, rocking with your finisher for your AoE, and you've got your Templar's Verdict, and it's all pretty much exactly the same. Where's the crazy circus coming from? Gameplay-wise, its foundation, its base, exactly the same as it is in Mr. Pandaria. Proc, 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 proc is where it's all coming from. This thing has gone absurd with procs. Absolutely absurd. To the point where you can't get rid of the damn things. Oh my god, there are periods of playing this spec as it is right now, including the new set bonuses, which we'll talk about here, where you cannot even press your normal buttons. You can't do it. You're just trying to get rid of all the procs, and the spec's just exploding with fireworks as it tries and tries to bring you back on the rails, and you can't get there as much as you might try and struggle. It's just pushing you off and saying, no, 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 deal with this, deal with this, deal with this, now this, now this, now this. And then you get these moments of like, finally, I could just press my Judgment without having it be a complete waste. Wow, what a glorious time to be alive. And then it goes, oh, well done. Off we go again. And it takes off with nitro boosters. The first proc you're going to get is your usual Siege of Orgrimmar proc, which is now baseline, which means every time you drop a Templar's Verdict or a Holy Power Spender, you can get a free Divine Storm. It can also proc off itself. Yep, that means Divine Storm, Divine Storm, Divine Storm, Divine Storm can occur and will occur on a regular basis, and you have to keep an eye on it for your single target as well, because you drop a Templar's Verdict or a Final Verdict, if you decided to take that as your level 100 talent, and you will in fact start getting Divine Storm procking off that, and as I said, it procs off itself, so you need to be fully aware that that is going to occur, and that's going to be a good time. That is your foundation, that's the basis, that's what you're going to kick off with. As soon as you hit level 100, that's what you're going to have. Your talent choices are Weak Sauce, they're awful. All the Paladins talent, the level 100 talents for the Paladins is just disgraceful, in my opinion, in terms of gameplay. Final Verdict is the only realistic choice, and it makes absolutely no difference whether you take that or a Templar's Verdict to your single target, but it does increase the damage of your Divine Storm by 100%, and the radius. Yes, let's get back in the circus feel. So you will, in fact, be getting free Divine Storm procs. Not only that, if you take Final Verdict, you have an 100% increased radius and damage of that Divine Storm, meaning that you can, in fact, Divine Storm the universe, pretty much. It just will cleave absolutely everything going, and it also makes that a lot of fun. Seraphim is boring. I've got to say, it's boring. There is a possibility it's going to come out as being one of the top ones, especially considering we are flooded with Holy Power these days, and it costs 5. So Ret is genuinely flooded. I would probably see somewhere when we get a lot of tier set bonuses that we do, in fact, go towards Holy Power Seraphim, purely because we have so much Holy Power going spare, and we're proccing all the damn time. Empowered Seals is awful. Let's shoot it in the face, and that will be enough of that. So, that is how it's playing, guys. So you're in good shape, is what I want to leave you with. If you're just looking for your basic WoD, going around, milling around, playing it, questing, doing all that kind of stuff, Ret Pally, perfectly fine. 2 thumbs up. Let's talk about these set bonuses. Likely they're going to be nerfed in some fashion, but I imagine they're going to be used in the same way. And they've decided to add more procs on top of the Ret Paladin again. So what did the Ret Paladin not need? More procs. It just didn't need to happen. The chance for Divine Storm procking itself over and over is fun enough. That was a blast, right? I checked the previous video I did in early stages of Warlords of Draenor Beta, and I was like, this thing is incredible. It can proc all over the place, and you can get all these fun things going on. It's absolutely great. So Blizzard decided that the PvE set bonuses for Ret should, in fact, involve procs of some kind. Now, whether or not they'll reduce the chance for it to proc, maybe, or remove it entirely, possibly, but what seems to be the gut feeling right now is the actual effect of the bonus, what it does, will stay the same, but they'll reduce its power and strength to kind of balance things out. Let's talk about what they do then, because it's kind of interesting. Because this might actually turn some people off this spec, or it might make other people go, yes, give it me, all over my face, in and around my area. Spending Holy Power is a 20% chance to allow the use of Hammer of Wrath, regardless of your target's current health. Oh, so we now have a Hammer of Wrath proc. Yes, on top of the fact that you're probably going to be using something like Divine Purpose, as it seems to be the same, and popping wings and getting all those extra Hammer of Wraths. Just let's not forget, of course, Divine Purpose procs. Let's not forget those procs, because what we like is a free proc of our finisher, which then leads to free procs of Divine Storm and so on and so forth, right? Let's not forget that while we're going through this. But of course, while popping wings, you also have to track your Hammer of Wrath. Now you'll track your Hammer of Wrath on top of that. With your 2-piece set bonus, your Hammer of Wrath can proc again. Then they said, hey, you know what? Hammer of Wrath causes your next exorcism to generate 3 holy power. What does that mean? Well, not only is your Hammer of Wrath procced, Hammer of Wrath is procced randomly, you now have to bear in mind that you need to somehow have enough room, and this is where it gets really crazy, enough room to get your 3 holy power that your exorcism is about to generate. That ain't easy. It's fucking not, guys. It's really not easy to actually reduce your holy power to that level. And ultimately, it goes against, as I said earlier, the rules of the game. You end up wasting resources because, frankly, you're just furious at that point. Your button mashing has become absolutely crazy, trying to keep up with all these procs. Did I have... And you do get into this mode of like, did I have the Hammer of Wrath proc, or... did I not? I mean, I can't even get rid of this holy power now, let alone cope with an extra 3 coming in from somebody. What am I going to do here? Because I can't get rid of my finisher procs. Oh, God. And that's when it all starts to become a little bit unraveled, in my opinion. It did not need... the set bonuses could do something else. Even a flat damage increase might even just be better at this point. I mean, the Hammer of Wrath one is okay, but then leading to even more holy power, it feels like almost a push to Seraphim, which is why I suggest once you get these tier bonuses, you probably want to use it. Or maybe a reason not to use Divine Purpose? I don't know. Holy Avenger seems nigh on useless with the level of proccage and stuff that can be generated now. You're gonna be generating and wasting so much stuff during Holy Avenger. It's not even funny. It's really crazy. So maybe they don't need to use Sanctified Wrath. I can't work this out. It's crazy, but it's fun as hell. Absolutely fun as hell. Totally splendid. Absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it. And can you ask for more than that? Not really. I'm sure there'll be a point where we can math the crap out of it, exactly which one slightly edges out one another. But once it gets into real world scenarios and you start looking at whether or not you've got 4 mobs, 5 mobs, you're either going to explode, absolutely explode in creamy orgasmic Divine Storm goodness, followed up with holy power coming out of your ears and all that kind of good stuff, or you're going to weigh up a single target and just put into it whatever you can. What I can say is already, once you get your tier set bonuses, the way this is working, you feel very global cooldown locked. Very global cooldown locked. You just cannot fit enough spells in with what's going on with the spec, except for like brief periods of about 5 or 10 seconds. Other than that, you have multiple options of what to do in each scenario all the time. Do you like that? Or do you not? That's going to be up to you. Personally, I'm along for the ride. I'll jump on this crazy bus. I don't care if it takes me off a cliff because it's fun as hell. It really is. Ret Paladin, guys. Procky madness. And it's fun. It's just fun. Alright, guys. Bye-bye.